Welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring Stellar Defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, where countless civilizations and species stretched across time and space, there was a curious and unexpected phenomenon that began to emerge with growing frequency. The galaxy, for all its technological advancements and vast, intricate systems of governance, had become increasingly aware of the humans who, against all odds, had risen from their humble beginnings on a small, blue planet in the Milky Way. There was something about humanity that stood out, not just their resilience in the face of overwhelming adversity or their tendency to thrive on hostile worlds, but their ability to find joy in the most unexpected places, to connect with one another, and to bring those outside their species into their celebrations. At first, the other species observed with detached curiosity. Humans, like many other races, had a tendency to gather in social groups, to observe rituals and festivals, but what made their cultural celebrations different was their ability to invite others in, to transcend their own borders and extend a hand of camaraderie to even the most distant or foreign species. It was not uncommon for an alien ambassador, initially skeptical of humanity's cultural practices, to find themselves drawn into the warmth of a human celebration, lost in the laughter, the music, and the joy that filled the air. For these ambassadors, it was a realization that began to shift their perceptions of humans from a curious, primitive species to a species capable of creating connections, breaking down barriers, and inspiring empathy in others. What made humans so different was that their cultural celebrations didn't just focus on their own experiences, they sought to include others, to celebrate together, and to foster understanding in a way that was deeply human, yet profoundly universal. The galaxy, with its millions of species, each with their own traditions, languages, and customs, was vast and diverse. And yet, humanity's ability to bring so many together through their cultural practices became a marvel that even the oldest and most ancient races could not ignore. It started with something simple, something that other species had long since abandoned: the celebration of the changing seasons. On Earth, the harvest festivals, the solstices, the cycles of the year had always been a time for families and communities to come together. These celebrations were filled with stories passed down through generations, food and drink shared, and music that spoke not just of joy, but of the human connection to the land, the stars, and one another. What was fascinating to the other species was the way that humans brought these simple festivals to their colonies and beyond, adapting them to new environments, new planets, and new challenges. A harvest festival on a moon that was forever shrouded in darkness might take the form of a dance that mimicked the rhythms of distant stars, a cosmic celebration of light in a place where the sun never shone. On a water-covered world, the human celebration of the solstice would revolve around sailing, floating together on vast oceans of liquid, sharing tales of human perseverance in the face of vast expanses of water, celebrating unity in the great expanse of a world made for isolation. The Federation, a collective of hundreds of species and civilizations, had long thought themselves too advanced to indulge in what they considered primitive festivities. To the high-minded species that governed the galaxy, celebration and festivity were frivolous distractions from the pursuit of knowledge and power. Yet, when they first observed humanity's cultural celebrations, something unexpected happened. They were not merely watching from a distance, they were drawn in. The Federation species were touched by something they could not explain, an emotion that felt foreign to them, a sense of camaraderie, of joy that wasn't bound by politics, by power, or by ideology. It was universal in a way that transcended cultural differences. Humans, through their cultural practices, had unwittingly bridged the vast divide that separated the Federation's member species. One of the most profound moments occurred during what the humans called New Year's Eve, a celebration that marked the passage of time, the closing of one year and the anticipation of the next. It was not a ritual born of religious significance, but of a shared sense of hope and renewal. For humans, New Year's Eve was a time to reflect on the past, to cherish memories, and to look forward to what might come. What was most striking was how this seemingly small celebration was adapted when humans brought it to other worlds, how they incorporated the unique cultures and traditions of other species into their festivities. A human colony on a planet with a race of insect-like beings found ways to honor the creature's long life cycle with ceremonies that mirrored their own. On a planet inhabited by energy beings, humans held a celebration of light, where the very energy of the beings was incorporated into the fireworks and illuminations that lit up the sky. And on a gas giant, humans adapted their celebrations to honor the rhythms of the planet's turbulent weather, using holographic displays to mimic the swirling storms and create a festival of colors and patterns that captivated all who came to witness it. It wasn't about humans imposing their traditions on others, it was about finding common ground, about creating a celebration that could be shared, that could unite rather than divide. Perhaps the most powerful example of humanity's ability to spread joy and understanding through celebration came when they introduced a festival known as the Day of Remembrance. It was a holiday humans had created to honor those they had lost, to remember the sacrifices of those who had paved the way for their civilization. While this may have seemed like a somber occasion to some, humans managed to transform it into something truly beautiful, something that resonated with the hearts of all who participated. The Day of Remembrance wasn't just about mourning the dead, it was about celebrating their lives, their contributions, and their enduring impact. On planets across the galaxy, humans invited other species to join them in remembering not just their own lost loved ones, but also the sacrifices of other races who had fought for peace, freedom, and progress in the galaxy. It became a day of unity, of collective grief and collective joy, as individuals from countless species came together to share in the human experience of loss and resilience. It was through these simple acts, through the shared joy of dancing, the communion of music, the act of remembrance, that humanity began to change the way the galaxy thought about them. The Federation species, for all their technological prowess and vast knowledge, had long overlooked the importance of connection, of shared experience. To them, knowledge and power were paramount. But to humans, it was connection, empathy, and celebration that formed the foundation of their existence. The galaxy began to realize that humans, for all their faults, had something precious that could not be replicated by any other species, a deeply ingrained understanding that the bonds between individuals, between species, were the key to true progress. As more species attended human celebrations, they discovered that they, too, had something to offer. The Festival of Light, held on an energy-rich world, became a symbol of cooperation, as the energy beings learned to channel their power into new and exciting displays. In return, humans learned from their newfound friends, incorporating the energy beings' methods into their own festivals. The insectoid species, who had once regarded humans as insignificant, came to realize that the human celebrations were an intricate tapestry of shared experiences, and they began to contribute their own traditions, bringing the chorus of buzzing insects and shimmering bioluminescent lights into the fold. Humanity's cultural celebrations, rather than being a trivial part of their society, became a cornerstone of galactic diplomacy. On a diplomatic mission to a neutral world, humans demonstrated the power of their festivals by organizing a multi-species celebration that bridged divides and turned potential conflicts into moments of unity. What began as a mere display of humanity's traditions transformed into a deeply moving experience that transcended politics. Different species brought their music, their dances, their rituals, and the result was a kaleidoscope of cultural exchange that defied language barriers and silenced ancient prejudices. Humans showed the galaxy that there was something more powerful than weapons or negotiations: the simple act of celebration. Over time, human cultural practices began to spread. The Federation, once a collection of detached and divided species, slowly transformed into a community of diverse races that respected and celebrated one another's uniqueness. What had once been a cold, calculating system of interstellar power struggles became a vibrant and interconnected network of worlds bound together by their shared joy, their shared humanity. Even species with radically different histories found common ground in the human concept of celebration. A previously isolated species known for its isolationist tendencies began to hold its own festivals, modeled after human gatherings. Slowly, they realized that even in their darkest hours, celebrating what they had, who they were, and what they had achieved could bring light into the most desolate of places. Through their cultural celebrations, humanity had shown the galaxy the importance of understanding and empathy. Where once they had been seen as little more than a primitive, burgeoning species, they were now looked upon as exemplars of the universal power of joy, connection, and shared experience. The humans had not only survived the harshest environments and the most brutal of challenges, but they had shown the galaxy that there was more to life than simply enduring. It was about living, about celebrating what could be achieved when species came together in a spirit of unity and joy. In the end, humanity's cultural celebrations were more than just occasions for fun. They were beacons of hope, lights in the darkness that reminded the galaxy that no matter how vast or diverse the universe might be, the power of connection could bind even the most disparate of species together. And it was through this power of joy and understanding that the galaxy found its greatest strength, a unity not born of fear, but of celebration.